Welcome everybody to the spring 2026. This is our March market update. Lots of exciting news to get into. Starting off with what I think is the most important slide in the deck, which is the 3.5-year interest rate chart. You can see we're on the lows of the last 3.5 years. And this is what's fueling the market temperature. Buyers are just a little more excited. Sellers are a little more excited because this lubricates the market. So we're going to watch that as we enter into the prime selling season. This is national inventory, and we're coming back. This is helpful to people who want options when they shop because we're back to pre-COVID levels almost. So it just gives you some perspective on where we are now compared to where we've been with national inventory levels. Inflation is stabilizing, and that is part of the reason why we're seeing rates come down. So keep an eye on this. We are watching inflation closely along with the unemployment numbers. Those two things have been what's driving mortgage rates. MLS data, check this out, okay? 49 median days on market. This is for active listings, all right? Now, why is this down 60%? It's because homes sold. Lots of homes sold this month, taking those old stale listings off, and they're being replaced by new, fresh inventory. So we got 490 total listings, which is actually down just slightly from last month, and a little bit under half have changed price. That's because there's lots of fresh listings out here. 5.3 is the median change percent-wise. And we're going to dig into this even deeper as we get towards the end. Here's the Beacon report, and this is for the closed homes in Bend. Median days on market is 62 for closed homes, but 49 for active homes. We have not seen this. This is an inverse of what we always talk about on this update. So what that tells us is that the active homes are now refreshed. They're new listings, and then the ones that are closing have been on a little longer than the actives. So it'll be real interesting to watch this number as we move into the spring season when this typically comes down towards the 15 days mark. Right now we are at 2.5 months inventory. It is starting to increase for spring, and we will look to watch this come closer to 5 months as we get into peak listing season. Additionally, closings are up 25% this month, which makes sense for what we're seeing on the ground. It does feel a lot busier out here, so we've recovered from that January closings number. Okay, median price. This is an interesting one because you see this ticks way up, right? And I'll tell you the reason this went up because 9 homes over 1.8 million sold last month. The month before had been about 3 homes. So there's a big uptick in the luxury home market previous month, and that's what brought the median home prices. And as you can see, these median price per square foot stayed about the same. So those were some bigger houses selling, and mostly in the west side of Bend. Interesting to watch this median price per square foot chart. Pretty stable here for the last little bit, and this traditionally this 335 number has been a buying place where you want to be a buyer. So we'll definitely be watching this closely as we get through the spring market. Days on market for sold homes, 62. We're up here pretty high. This takes a while. It's taking a lot longer than we're used to sell a home in Bend. Part of this is seasonal, right? December, January. Here's January, and then you can see into the spring, this number usually goes way down. So can't wait to find out where this ends up this year. Something to certainly keep a close eye on as we move forward. Okay, number of sales. Look at last February, 94. So we're up substantially. That's almost 25% higher. The November, December numbers were also much higher than previous years. So it feels like 26 is where a lot of transactions are wanting to unlock. A lot of sellers have been trying to sell for years, and buyers have been trying to buy for years. And it seems like this sort of looks like the setup for a lot of these people to get their transactions done. And then I'm going to leave with the same chart we started because people ask me, how's the market? This is how it is. This is the mortgage rate chart for 1 year. It's feeling like it's got a tailwind. These aren't the lowest rates we've ever seen, but they are the lowest we've seen in 3.5 years. And so that's always nice fuel to the fire going into spring. Okay, I love doing this sale price, list price ratio for everybody. This is for the Bend market as a whole for homes, single family homes. For the last 3 months, the number of listings that sold in the first 30 days was 34%. A third of the homes in Bend sold in the first month. Their average sale price versus original list price, 99% plus. Okay, so if you're thinking, man, I want to write an offer on a home and it just came on the market this month, this is the average that people are paying, almost 99.2%. Now, if the home has been on 30 to 60 days, that's when you can get a little bit more leverage as a buyer, and average sale price to list price, 96. It just kind of gets a little bit better as the longer the home has been on the market. market until you get all the way down here into that 90 plus range. You're looking at a 10 to 11% discount once you're 90 days plus from the original list price. Okay, so this is just a helpful rule of thumb. I love to share this. Now, we did this for somebody in Northwest Crossing this month. Client was writing an offer. We wanted to look at that niche part of town where they're operating in, and this was 50% of the homes in Northwest Crossing area were selling in that first 30 days. So it just shows you that each neighborhood pocket has its own nuances. So you want to be working with someone that can show you this data when you need it most, which is when you're writing an offer or when you're assessing an offer as a seller. Bottom line, the spring market is underway. The ramp up is here. We're feeling it. Our phones are ringing, both buyers and sellers coming out of the woodwork. The window to get a deal done as a buyer, it closes, from here on into July. The prices tend to go a little bit higher each month from here on out. There should be more activity happening, so you have to just be more prepared. Kind of coming out of that dead doldrum like holiday market hangover, and we're getting back into a real spring market. Lower mortgage rates are fueling the optimism, and it's important to look at each pocket because it does have own nuances. Something we find really interesting about the dynamic: 71% of real estate agents closed 0 deals last year. It's a tough market for sellers. It's a tough market for agents, but it goes to show you that definitely want to make sure that you're consulting with an experienced agent to get the best service, and someone who knows what they're doing has helped people, guide people through the market. It's all the more important. The tougher the market is, the more experienced you want your agents to be. So if you or anyone you know is having a situation you want to consult on, myself or any agent on the Ben Reload team would be happy to help.